Hi everyone, my name is Amber Vance, and today I will be presenting on a research study I conducted titled Community Opinions on Homelessness. The purpose of this research study was to examine community opinions and knowledge of the homelessness population. Furthermore, the study examined if there were any significant differences between opinions and an individual's level of education. Additionally, the study examined widely known myths about the population and included facts as well. I chose to research this topic because of my many years working in the homeless community and the negative attitudes that I have witnessed others have towards these individuals. My hope is that the research sparks conversation and education on the topic. In 2022, 582,500 people were experiencing homelessness in the United States, and approximately 1,400 people were homeless in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Common myths about the homeless population include these individuals being lazy and unwilling to work, substance use and mental health issues are suffered by most, if not all, individuals, and that they engage in criminal activity. Research has found that lack of access to crucial resources such as clothing and showers has contributed to the myths. Decades of research has shown that only 1/3 of those experiencing homelessness have a serious mental health issue, and 20 to 40% abuse substances. 48 states in the United States have laws that make homelessness a crime, and research in Colorado jails show that drug crimes and trespassing are among the most common reasons a person experiencing homelessness might find themselves in jail. Housing First programs have been found to be effective ways to address homelessness despite an individual who might be using substances or who struggles with mental health issues. Some of the empirical questions that came from my research are: 1. Does the level of education of an individual affect their opinions and attitudes towards the homeless population? 2. Does a higher level of education influence knowledge of the homelessness population? 3. Are myths more widely known than facts about the homeless population? 4. Are certain myths more believable than others? And 5. Are there commonly known facts about the homeless population regardless of the level of education? This study was conducted using chi-square testing. The independent variable was level of education, which is nominal, and the dependent variable was answers, which is also nominal. The study was conducted using levels of education ranging from high school/GED to higher than master's degree. The dependent variable was correct and incorrect answers. The data was gathered using a true or false questionnaire on facts and myths about the homeless population. The participants for this study were selected at random using social media. Each participant completed the questionnaire voluntarily, and 75 responses were collected. The participants had varying levels of education to include 22 high school/GED, 23 bachelor's degrees, 25 master's degrees, and 9 higher than master's degrees responses. The questionnaire included a consent disclaimer that stated that participation in the questionnaire is their consent, and they were asked at the beginning to provide their highest level of education. The questionnaire also consisted of true or false statements about the homeless community that participants answered to the best of their knowledge. True statements on the questionnaire were designed around facts about the homeless population, and false statements were designed around myths related to the homeless population. The questionnaires were scored by the number of correct and incorrect answers to the true and false statements that were presented. The total number of correct and incorrect answers by each level of education were examined, as well as examining findings on trends and answers that related to facts and myths on the homeless population. This study hypothesized that there would be a difference in level of education and knowledge about the homeless community. Additionally, it was hypothesized that there would be a difference in correct and incorrect answers based on level of education. On this slide, you'll see the cross-tabulation of answers in education after running chi-square testing. You will see the 4 different levels of education at the top and correct and incorrect answers on the side. You'll notice that high school/GED has 46 correct answers and 42 incorrect answers, and so on, for a total of 300 true and false statements from the questionnaire. This slide shows the results of the chi-square testing. I tested the hypotheses against a critical value of 0.05. The results show a p-value of 0.991. Tested against the critical value of 0.05, the research failed to reject the null hypothesis. On this slide, you will also see results coming from the chi-squared testing. You can see that the percentage based on education for correct and incorrect answers shows a very minimal difference between levels of education. Although the research does not show a statistically significant difference between levels of education and their opinions and knowledge of the homeless population, it does show other interesting findings. This pie chart is findings from a statement on the questionnaire that asked about the amount of people experiencing homelessness in Colorado Springs, Colorado in 2022. 89% of participants answered incorrectly, believing that there were more than 1,500 people experiencing homelessness at that point in time. This pie chart is about a statement on the questionnaire that stated over half of individuals experiencing homelessness struggle with alcohol or drug use. 81% of participants answered incorrectly, believing that over 50% do struggle with substances, which is a myth. The statement associated with this pie chart said that over 500,000 people were experiencing homelessness in the United States in 2022. 97% of participants answered correctly to this question, which is a true statement. The last significant finding is in this pie chart. This true or false statement addressed that over half of the states in the United States have at least one law making homelessness a crime. 91% of participants answered correctly, which is also a true fact about the homelessness population. In conclusion, the results of the research did not yield any statistically significant findings between level of education and opinions and knowledge of the homelessness population. It did find significant trends in the way that participants answered regarding myths and facts which should be taken into consideration. The findings did support the previous research on myths about this population in the United States. I believe it would be helpful to continue this research to examine where these myths stem from and how education can help others see the unique needs and challenges of the homeless population.